what really happened in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947? In the heart of the desert, under the vast expanse of an inky sky, a mystery was birthed. It was July, and a thunderstorm of epic proportions had just swept through Roswell. As dawn broke, a rancher by the name of Mac Brazel stumbled upon an unusual sight on his land. Sprawled across his ranch was an array of debris unlike anything he had seen before. His eyes took in the spectacle of metallic fragments, their surfaces gleaming under the rising sun. They were interspersed with strips of rubber and unusual materials that were thin yet astoundingly tough. The sight was as baffling as it was intriguing. The air was thick with an unspoken question. What could these strange materials be? Undeterred by the mystery, Brazel collected some of the curious debris, his mind buzzing with questions. He shared his findings with his neighbors, their faces mirroring his own bafflement. Theories were spun, and the most compelling among them was that this could be the wreckage from a crashed aircraft. But this was no ordinary aircraft, they speculated. The materials were far too strange, too advanced. Word of this peculiar discovery reached the local sheriff, a man named George Wilcox. He too was perplexed and felt it necessary to contact the nearby Roswell Army airfield. An intelligence officer, Major Jesse Marcel, was dispatched to investigate this enigma. On visiting the ranch, Marcel and his team were greeted by the same sight that had puzzled Brazel and his neighbors. The materials were collected and a report was generated. The Roswell Army airfield issued a statement suggesting they had recovered the wreckage of a flying disc. This triggered a wave of speculation that swept across the nation, igniting the possibility of a crashed extraterrestrial spacecraft in the minds of many. And so, the mystery began, sparking a chain of events that would lead to one of the most famous UFO incidents in history. With the debris in question, the military stepped in. Major Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer, was called upon to examine the curious remnants found scattered across McBrazel's ranch. The Roswell Army Airfield, or RAF, was quick to act, and a team led by Marcel was dispatched to the site. They sifted through the puzzling fragments, carefully collecting samples to bring back for further investigation. Now here's where the story takes an intriguing turn. The initial statement from the RAF was nothing short of astonishing. They announced the recovery of a flying disc, a term that sent speculative whispers rippling through the nation. Could this be evidence of extraterrestrial life? Had a spacecraft from another world crashed on a humble ranch in New Mexico? The public's imagination was set alight, but the flames of speculation were swiftly doused. The military, in an abrupt about-face, revised their statement. The debris, they now claimed, was not from a flying disc, but rather a weather balloon. To be more precise, it was from a top-secret project known as Project Mogul. This operation was far from ordinary, involving high-altitude balloons equipped with sophisticated listening devices. The aim? To detect Soviet nuclear tests amidst the icy tension of the Cold War. This swift revision was a strategic move designed to quell the growing whispers of extraterrestrial involvement. The military's new explanation was readily accepted by many. After all, the concept of high-altitude espionage was more palatable than the thought of visitors from another world. However, not everyone was convinced. Doubts lingered in the corners of the public consciousness, quietly gnawing at the official narrative. The shift from a flying disc to a weather balloon was too abrupt, too convenient for some to swallow. The question remained, was the weather balloon explanation a cover-up for something more extraordinary? But as quickly as it came, the story was silenced, explained away as nothing more than a weather balloon. Yet, the story didn't end there. In the late 70s, the Roswell incident resurfaced. Just when it seemed like the Roswell incident had been relegated to the dusty shelves of forgotten history, the embers of intrigue were reignited. The event that had once captured the world's imagination, only to be explained away as a weather balloon mishap, was thrust back into the limelight. Enter the UFO researchers and enthusiasts. These intrepid individuals, undeterred by official explanations, sought to shine a fresh light on the events of that fateful July night in 1947. Their curiosity piqued. These researchers were not content to accept the weather balloon story at face value. It was during this period of renewed interest that a host of new claims emerged. Witnesses, once silent, now came forward with stories that added fuel to the growing fire of speculation. Among these accounts were those who claimed to have seen not just the wreckage of an unknown craft, but actual alien bodies at the crash site. The most infamous of these claims came from a man named Glenn Dennis. Dennis, a mortician by trade, alleged that he had received a peculiar call from the Roswell base. The request, small-sized coffins, but Dennis's story didn't end there. He went on to claim that he had seen with his own eyes military personnel handling small, non-human bodies. These startling revelations, combined with the persistent efforts of UFO researchers, brought the Roswell incident back to the forefront of public consciousness. The incident, once dismissed, was now the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. The resurgence of interest in the Roswell incident was more than just a renewed fascination with the unexplained. It was a challenge to the official narrative. It was a call for transparency. It was a testament to the human desire to seek the truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. And so the Roswell incident, once a footnote in the annals of the mid-20th century, was reborn. The once quiet whispers of doubt were now loud voices of speculation and conjecture. The incident had been reborn, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories. The debate raged on, with skeptics and believers locked in a battle for the truth. This phrase accurately encapsulates the enduring controversy surrounding the Roswell incident. This ongoing debate, a tug-of-war between conspiracy theorists convinced of a government cover-up and skeptics staunchly upholding the weather balloon explanation, is as heated today as it was in the late 20th century. On one side of the divide, we have the conspiracy theorists. These individuals, armed with a healthy dose of skepticism towards authority, are convinced that the Roswell incident was an extraterrestrial encounter deliberately concealed by the government. They point to the initial military reports of a flying disc, the sudden change of story to a weather balloon, and the testimonies from witnesses who claim to have seen alien bodies. For them, the pieces of the puzzle just don't fit the official narrative. They argue that the government's swift and secretive handling of the incident, coupled with the release of 2 reports decades later reiterating the weather balloon explanation, smell strongly of a cover-up. They believe that the truth is out there, hidden beneath layers of misinformation and misdirection. On the other side, we find the skeptics. These individuals, often armed with scientific reasoning and a pragmatic outlook, maintain that the Roswell incident was nothing more than the crash of a top-secret weather balloon. They point to the lack of definitive physical evidence of an alien spacecraft or non-human bodies and the plausibility of the Project Mogul explanation. They argue that the testimonials of alien bodies and strange debris are the results of misidentification, faulty memory, or even outright fabrication. For them, the conspiracy theories are just that. Theories unsupported by hard evidence and fueled by a human fascination with the unknown and the extraterrestrial. And so the truth remains elusive, shrouded in a cloud of mystery and conjecture. Whether we'll ever know the full story of what happened near Roswell, New Mexico in July 1947 is uncertain. But one thing is clear, the debate, like the intrigue surrounding the incident itself, shows no signs of slowing down. In the midst of the turmoil, the US government released 2 official reports. The first, an account by the US Air Force, saw the light of day in 1994, a full 47 years after the incident. It aimed to put to rest the speculations that had been swirling around for nearly half a century. This report confirmed the military's earlier assertion that the wreckage found on McBrazel's ranch was indeed from Project Mogul, a top-secret endeavor that employed high-altitude balloons carrying acoustic detection systems. These balloons were designed to pick up sound waves generated by Soviet nuclear tests, a clever and covert means of keeping tabs on Cold War adversaries. The second official report, known as the Roswell Report Case Closed, was released 3 years later in 1997. This report was intended to be the final word on the Roswell incident, hence its rather definitive title. It reiterated the weather balloon explanation, arguing that the debris found in Roswell was consistent with the materials used in the construction of these Project Mogul balloons. The report also addressed the claims of alien bodies. It suggested that these accounts were likely inspired by anthropomorphic dummies used in high-altitude parachute tests, which were conducted around the same time in the same vicinity. These dummies, the report argued, could easily be mistaken for small, non-human bodies, especially by those already primed to believe in extraterrestrial visitation. These official reports were comprehensive and detailed, and they provided plausible explanations for both the debris and the alleged alien bodies. They were intended to close the book on Roswell once and for all, to provide definitive answers to the questions that had been haunting the public for decades. But despite these official explanations, the debate was far from over. The Roswell incident, it seemed, was simply too enigmatic, too tantalizing to fade quietly into the annals of history. And so the mystery continued to simmer. The questions continued to echo, and the fascination with Roswell remained as strong as ever. Today, the Roswell incident stands as a symbol of the UFO phenomenon. The tale of the mysterious debris found on Mac Brazel's ranch, the military's involvement, and the ensuing cover-up story has transcended the realms of investigative reports and military archives. It has permeated our popular culture, shaping our perception of extraterrestrial life and the unknown. From blockbuster films to captivating novels, the narrative of Roswell has been retold time and again, each rendition adding a new layer to the enigma. It has inspired television series and has been the subject of countless documentaries. It has even influenced music, with bands weaving the tale of the Roswell crash into their lyrics. The incident has become a staple of science fiction, a cornerstone of the genre, and a cultural touchstone that continues to ignite the imagination of creators and audiences alike. But more than just a pop culture phenomenon, Roswell has become a beacon for the UFO community. It is the genesis of many conversations, investigations, and theories about extraterrestrial life and government cover-ups. It has given rise to a new era of ufology, an era marked by relentless questioning and a collective quest for truth. The incident has also sparked a thriving tourism industry in the town of Roswell. Every year, enthusiasts from around the globe flock to this small New Mexican town. Drawn by the allure of the unknown, they visit the crash site, tour the museum dedicated to the incident, and attend the annual Roswell UFO Festival. For these visitors, Roswell is more than just a location. It's an experience, a pilgrimage to the heart of one of history's greatest mysteries. Yet, despite its fame and the ongoing fascination, the Roswell incident remains shrouded in controversy. Skeptics challenge the claims of UFO enthusiasts, while believers question the authenticity of the official reports. The lack of definitive evidence and the conflicting witness accounts have only fueled the fire of speculation. The Roswell incident, a mystery that continues to captivate us, but what truly happened? The search for the truth continues. So we ask again, what really happened in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947? We've journeyed through the enigmatic tale, from Mac Brazel's curious discovery on his ranch to the military's hasty retrieval and the subsequent wave of conspiracy theories. We've delved into the government's official explanation of a weather balloon from Project Mogul, and the persistent skepticism that continues to challenge it. The Roswell incident, a captivating blend of fact, fiction, and speculation, remains shrouded in mystery. It's a tale that's echoed through the decades, stirring imaginations and sparking fierce debate. Whether it's a case of extraterrestrial visitation, a Cold War-era secret, or an innocent misidentification, the allure of the unknown keeps us coming back, questioning, theorizing, and seeking answers. So what are your thoughts? What conclusions have you drawn from this intricate web of intrigue? Remember, every theory, every perspective adds a new layer to this enduring enigma. In the end, we may never know the truth, or perhaps the truth is out there waiting to be discovered.